Evening peeps, evening, welcome back to the channel. Unfortunately we had a bit of a mare again tonight. I've been oofed out of the lobby again for some reason. I'm not sure what's going on, just trying to get back in there now. I've had to go for a reboot of the PlayStation. Oh, it told me my LAN cable wasn't connected, but it was connected. It was lying to me. I've replaced that now, so hopefully it lets me in this lobby. Come on. So we've got a bit of a special one tonight. It would usually be a 9 o'clock start for the P1 boys in their Nissan GR2 league, but this week and next week there's two special races. It's a team versus DER, which I assume is Dutch. Sorry, DRE, Dutch Racing Events. Apologies. Let's just get ourselves in here quickly. Come on, let me join. Stop messing about. Said unexpected error earlier when I did this, hence why. Oh, see, come on. Maybe lobby settings are in the middle of being changed, and it's just not letting me in because of that. Oh. Success! Ha! There we go. Technology, eh? So yes, it is a team versus team tonight. We've got, let's have a look, shall we? 16 of 16, so I believe there is 7 drivers from each team. There's myself commentating for the P1 boys, and I believe they've got a commentator for DRE as well. So let's get ourselves in then. Let's go and just turn that down a little bit while it's deafening me. I've got my headphones on full blast. So they are in these little Suzuki VGTs tonight. I don't know much about them. I've not seen them race. They look pretty nifty though. Great big wing on the back. We are at Laguna Seca. It's a 38-lap race, a 10-minute qualifier. Tyres and fuel at ×3. So we'll see how we get on. Yeah, there you go. Dutch race events plastered down the side of GTHQ Horenberg there. Let's see if we can learn some of these names a little bit early. Vulgus 788, second one out on track. Yes. Tsugi no Mai. Yeah, we're going to have to make one of you mocking weeks. The red, white and blue livery of the P1 boys. I'll let you leave that on the front, because if I say it, I'll probably get the channel shut down. Raffo. I missed a couple of drivers. Who did I miss? Mocking. GTR Evo. Rob in the house, P1 Manafik, Vicious Venom for the DRE team, P1 Dylan, one of the faster drivers for P1, as is Diz. No idea who's fast out of the team DRE, we'll just have to figure that one out as we go. Miguel out on track. Mick 3, not Mickey, you're Mick 3. Nation 8. Horenberg. So yes, I think it is 7 drivers per team. Let's put the nonsense on. Right, let's we'll stick with Horenberg, I think, as he comes towards the end of this lap, and we'll go for a bit of an on-board lap with him. Cam gives you a slightly better view of the track. So across the start finish line then, forget what these corners are called. And a little kink to the left, hard on the brakes into the first corner, which is a hairpin. Got tricky. You don't want to get the hammer down too early. You'll push yourself out wide onto that sand. Oh, Horenberg making a meal of it. Turn 2, 90 degree. Again, easy to run wide onto the left-hand side of this circuit. Get yourself dragged in the sand there. Again, exactly the same on this corner. Put the power down a little bit too early. You stretch out onto that left-hand side. Down towards, I forget what this corner's called. I want to call it Worth, but I don't think it is. Again, up the hill. Just got to be a little bit tentative on that throttle. Exit in that corner as well. It will push you out wide. Same for this one. It's a tricky little circuit. Got to be careful of those little sausage curbs just on the inside as well. They will unsettle the car. Now, over the brow of the hill, heading towards what is commonly known as the corkscrew. Nice and easy through there for Horenberg. Got to be careful on the way through there. If you cut too much of that corkscrew, little S section running down the hill, you will pick up a great big penalty. Watch your track limits through there. Those little sausage curbs. Just the final corner to go then. And there it is, back onto the start-finish straight. So not a super fast, super long lap. What are we looking at? 1:22.3s. It's not the fastest on track. Let's go and have a look who that is. It is this man, P1 Dylan. He's got himself a 1:20.9. Second faster than anybody else out on track at the minute. Again, it's a 10-minute qualifier. We're about halfway into that. Let's see what sort of angles Dylan's taking these corners at. Medium tyres seem to be lasting quite well. We'll see what happens throughout the race. Or unless they've got, I think fuel and tyres turned off. Actually, I think for qualifying. There you go. Gathers it back up neatly though, Dylan. Not what you want to be doing during well, you don't want to be doing that at any point really, unless you're out there for fun. Mr. Hepburn, evening brother, how are you? The old TVT going on tonight with the Dutch Racing Events team, DRE. Then fastest man on track so far for Team DRE. So he's got to come up to the line. He's dragging Horenberg with him. They able to go faster. Horenberg he wasn't able to go quicker, so I thought they were using a bit of a slipstream effect down there. That doesn't seem to have worked anyway. He meant to do that. Oh, is that what it is? I didn't realise Dylan was just a decoy for tonight. I'm good, Mr. Hepburn. I am very good indeed. Okay, weeks then. Ooh, Vicious Venom has snuck himself into second. What's he got down? 1:21.2, so still a quarter of a second plus behind Dylan. A few minutes left of this qualifying, so 2 or 3 laps left to attempt to better that time. Dylan is still out on track though, so he might be better in his own time. Pushes Voldus down then, Mockin into third, Mick 3 into fifth, Easy 6th, Manny 7th, Horenberg in 8th currently, Raffo 9th, Nation in 10th, Miguel in 11th, Evo in 12th, Tsugi in 13th, and P1 Rob in 14th. So yes, 7 drivers per side. Maybe turn up the mic a notch, okay. Where's that? Boom, tell me how that is. Hopefully it's not blowing you lot out now. I've turned it up a little bit. Yeah, I don't know why my settings keep jigging and jagging, but we'll see. So Dylan has found a little bit more time, so he stretched another 10th or just under a 10th out from Vicious Venom's attempt. He's now got 3.329 gap. Again, they are cars still out on track. 8 minutes gone, 2 minutes left. Depending where they are on circuit, they may get 2 laps out of this. Vicious Venom now getting a bit of a tow off Mick 3. Oh, that's that one in the bin though. There you go, a little bit wide, trying to gather it back up. Oof, all over the place on the way up towards the corkscrew. Rick, man, Rick, you can't come in here. This must be a right split for you. So, Rick 2 continues, just popped in the chat. He's a big part of the P1 boys. He races in an awful lot of events, but he's Dutch. So, now, you know, I don't know whether he even knows this team. He might have no affiliation with this team at all, but these boys are Dutch. Rick's Dutch. Oof. Yeah, get out, Rick. Coming in here, causing trouble. Looking quite small on track, these cars, to be honest. Nice wide circuit here at Laguna. Who's that parked on the circuit? So 30 seconds remaining. Still P1 on pole. There's Mocking Weeks just getting it right. He's just got it wrong through that very same corner we watched a second ago. Dizzy hard on the brakes into this corkscrew section. Just got to be careful not to run it too tight through those, across those curbs. Pick up a penalty. Lobby still not quite right, are they? Just as they go around the corner, still a tiny, every time they steer, there's a little bit of a glitch. Bit of a tiny jump. So that is it. We are over the 10-minute timer. It will be whatever times they put in now. Across the line. Is he slamming on the brakes? He's done. Let's get ourselves back up to Dylan. Where is he? He's got a half a second penalty, but again he's found more time on this circuit. He's now half a second in front of Vicious Venom. Vicious Venom doesn't put in a stormer. No, he's already put his hazards on. So who else is out on circuit? Anybody? Mocking Weeks. Vicious Venom boys gathering together. Dizzy's crossed the line. Hollenberg not quite yet. Just coming into this corkscrew section. That's Miguel pretty close behind him. Oh, it's not Miguel. Sorry, it's that could actually be Vicious. Oh no, it's not. It's Sugi. So, can anyone unseat the P1 boys off pole position? Hollenberg and Sugi got an opportunity. Not for Hollenberg and not for Sugi. So I think that's it. So it is Dylan on pole, Vicious Venom second, Volgus in third, Mocking Weeks fourth, Mick 3 in fifth, Dizzy sixth, Hollenberg seventh, Miguel in eighth, Manny in ninth, Raffo 10th, Imation 11th, Sugi in 12th, Evo 13th, and Rob in 14th. He's also in the gravel. Come on. So qualifying done. Race coming up 38 laps. It is ×3 on fuel and tyres. Don't know what that equates to in terms of pit stops, or whether it's just going to be a little bit tricky for them by the end. I don't know. Start racing mediums, people. Get it right, otherwise you won't be in. So there are results from qualifying. It's quite a mixed bag. The DRE team got a fair few in the top 8. P1 boys filling up the bottom half of that table. But again, we'll see how we get on in the race. 5 minutes to start, eh? All right, okay. Got a bit of time to waffle. 123 Awkward Avenue. Mon I Dutch. So, do you know anything about these guys, Rick? Have you heard them? Heard of it before? DRE? I haven't personally, so. So, I'm thinking that I had a bit of a dicky network cable. Kicked me out last race. Now it seems alright. Bit of a reboot on the PlayStation. Away we go. Rick organised this before he was booted. Yeah. P1 needs to come back together properly. Get everyone back in there. There you go. Rick's just he's just given away his what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word I'm looking for? Oh my god. I don't even know. It's in my head. It's right there. I'm tipping my tongue. It's good to see you back in the chat, Rick. Allegiances, that's the word I was looking for. Rick showing his allegiances, telling Dylan to bring it home. Screw those Dutch guys, by the sounds of it. Oh, I'm only messing DRE, I'm not, you know. Nogsteed's Plan A. What is Nogsteed's Plan A? That sounds like cheating. Plan F, they're going for Plan F. Party als T niet zo is. Come on, you need to translate so I can feed the information back to the P1 boys. Hopefully one of them's listening. Even Manny's asking what Plan F is. Dark Smoker supporter and rooting for the lads. There you go. Awesome. So 2 minutes to race start. Let me just change that up a little bit. Plan F, flip car on roof from Dizzy. They have Ferrari strategist. I've no idea, mate. I've no idea. It could be Reliant Robin strategist for all I know. Jarjongan. What's going on here? I'm probably saying Dutch swear words, aren't I? That I have no idea. Plan D for Dutchy is what P1 needs. I think most of the P1 boys are on Plan D, mate. Many Plan Ders on there. So 1 more minute, I think, and we'll crack this one off. It is a grid start, as it says on the screen there. Looks like racing mediums only. No, Rick. No, I shan't. No. Raffo's got a cunning plan, apparently. That's not what that means, though, is it? Right, a few more seconds, then we'll crack this one off. It's going to be about 20 past when it gets underway. 38 lap race. Here we go. And pow. Dylan on pole then. Let me put the nonsense on. Why do you reset? So hopefully nobody false starts. Can cause chaos on the grid. So it means they don't start. You know, they get paused on the grid, which means people crash into the back of them. Here we go then. Red lights are on. We wait for the to go green. And we're away. It's a good start by Dylan. Drags himself over. Oh, Vicious Venom's trying to get up the inside though. Oh, there was one of the DRE drivers driving on the grass there. It's a great start by Vicious Venom. He's got the inside line into turn 1. Dylan's trying to run it around the outside though. Vicious Venom gets himself into the lead of the race. Oh, Dylan's coming back though into turn 2. Has he got a nose up the inside? No, he hasn't. Vicious Venom leaves us out then. Vulgus third. Go streaming through turns 2 and 3. So Vulgus in third, Mick 3 in fourth. Horenberg 5th, Ockenweek 6th, Dizzy 7th. Under pressure from Miguel in 8th. Holds on to that one though. Manny 9th, Raffo in 10th. Nation going up the inside of the pair of, between the pair of them, slots his way through. Brave move. Raffo off a little bit of a run by Sugi. Almost 3 wide into this. He's picked up a penalty for running off course. Oof, one of the other drivers, I think that might be a Mason. He might pick up a penalty there as well. Let's have a look. Did go very deep across that chicane. It looks to have got away with it. Right, let's get back up front. So Dylan is hot on the tail of Vicious Venom, just 0.4 of a second behind at the minute as they head through into lap 2 then, down into turn 1 again, hard on the brakes, down through the gears. So a better run through there this time, Dylan. Still 0.4 of a second gap, there's a bit of a gap developing behind, there's 1.3 seconds back to Vulgus. These little cars are rattling about. Vicious Venom pulls a 10th on Dylan. There he goes, streaming up the hill. Vulgus, Mick 3, Horenberg, all tightly packed together. Oh, Weeks pretty close, Dizzy pretty close there. Almost dropped Miguel. He's just inside slipstream. Oh, he's not anymore. Loses. Oh, gets the tail end of that Suzuki. Manages to hold on to it. Loses a little bit more time. Comes under a bit more pressure from Imation. He's dropped down to 9th. Raffo 10th. Manny 11th. Evo in 12th. Rob S 13th. 4 P1 boys pretty close together. Sugi, after losing that penalty, now at the back of the pack. Great big wings sticking out on these Suzukis. Looks good. Oh, Dylan with just about caught the overtake. Dylan's gone for the run down the start-finish straight. Gets himself back into the lead of this race. He is under pressure though. He's got 4 Dutch drivers behind him. The 2 P1 drivers catch up. But the top 2 are still pulling time. Vulgus now 1.5 seconds back. 3.5 a second back. Horenberg another half a second back. Monkey Weeks just 0.6 of a second, or 0.7 now. Still dragging Dizzy along, just 0.3 of a second back himself. And Miguel has been dropped then, 1.3 second. Oh, he's gone wide. He's gone wide. Trying to gather that back up before it ploughs into the wall. He does so. He's going to lose some positions though. Imation goes through. So Miguel gets pushed down to 9th then. Manny in 10th. Closing up on Miguel with that little mistake. Needs to be dragging the rest of these P1 boys with him. Raffo in 11th. Evo 12th. Rob S in 13th. Sugi still at the back. He's just out of slipstream range as well. He's got to be careful he doesn't just get left behind then. The drivers in front all have a bit of a tow. Now Dylan starting to try and stretch his legs. That gap was at 0.7. Dylan is known for finding time on circuits where nobody else can. He gets that time up to 0.7 of a second as they come into turn 4. Uphill, fast corner this one. Keeps it on circuit nicely, pulls a little bit more time on Vicious Venom as well. That gap almost a second as they come up towards this corkscrew. Hits that second marker now. Dylan, that toe, is he going to be able to leave Vicious Venom behind? I assume it's going to be a points race, not just whoever wins. Stands like this, it will be the Dutch guys that take the win. Like I say, they've got 4 in the top 5. Then Mick 3 and Horenberg still 3rd, 4th and 5th. Walking Weeks just 0.8 of a second back, still got Dizzy right there as well. These boys need to find their way through the DRE team. Look for those points. So big gaps back behind Dizzy then, 4.6 seconds to Imation in 8th. Pulled a great big gap from Miguel. Oh, Miguel again gets twitchy through there, just dipping a wheel on the sand. Now, unfortunately, Miguel's gone from 9th to 14th for that little mistake. He won't be happy with that. A little bit of front end damage to contend with as well. That'll be slowing him down on the faster sections. I think damage is on the light, so it should repair itself. Let's just stick with him and see whether that disappears. Will you have to suffer with it? Gets reset then, so he can get himself back up to race pace, but he is already 3 seconds behind teammate Sugi. Now Dylan, look at the gap he's pulled already while we were just looking at Miguel. He's got that gap to 1.6 seconds. Tyres looking slightly better than Vicious Venom's as well, a little bit more fuel used. Then unable to close that gap on the top 2. Still got teammates Mick 3 and Horenberg behind him. Walking Weeks and Dylan as well, still unable to close that gap up on these 3 Dutch drivers in front. Very consistent team by the looks of it. He's not fighting his way through, usually one of the front runners for the P1 boys, just maybe struggling. Obviously these DRE Dutch race event team are pretty solid. Mocking Weeks and Dizzy are struggling to get past them. Again, Dizzy in a good position. No, sorry, Dylan in a good position early on. He was on pole, lost that in turn 1 though, just to Vicious Venom getting a great start off the line, had the inside line into turn 1 as well. But came through to retake the lead. Dylan, lap 2, just got the overtake down the start finish straight and managed to get himself back in front and slowly pulling away. Both teams' liveries looking good as well. Trying to close up on teammates, pulled a second back, 2.1 seconds to. Ooh. Yeah, avoid those sausage curbs, brother. You don't want to be hitting those. That's what's sending you wide. Oof, Manny's made a mistake. He's dropped himself behind Sugi. And into 13th then. Gives Miguel somebody else a little bit closer to chase. Dylan up front still, look at that, it's gained another second. He has certainly found some time on this circuit. And more time just through that final turn, 0.3 of a second. 38 then. Dylan leads for P1. 2.6 seconds up the road. Vicious Venom in second for Team DRE. Bulbous third for Team DRE. Mickey for Team DRE. Horenberg for Team DRE. Third, fourth and fifth. Rocking Weeks just 0.8 of a second behind. Dizzy still, he's lost a little bit of time actually, Diz. Again, he's got to be careful he doesn't fall out of that toe range. In 8th, Raffo 9th, Rob S right behind him for 10th. Oh, Raffo! Oh, Raffo! Nearly taking out teammate Rob, but manages to gather it back up for the corner. Doesn't take out Rob either. I don't think Rob lost too much time either, so he's 1.5 seconds behind Imation 8 now. A little mistake by Raffo. Seems to be a bit. Oh, he's gone squarely through the corkscrew as well. Come on, Raffo. Tyres time. I don't know what your lad's strategy is. Sugi in 11th, then Manny right behind him. Looking for that position off of Sugi, trying to run around the outside at the final turn. Can he get a good run? Going to start finish straight right behind. On board then. Going to see him make a move. Sugi slips over to the left hand side of the circuit, tries to cut off the dive up the inside. Manny's not having any of it. He's trying to outbrake Sugi through here. Where is Sugi? Oh, he's not managed to make it, so great move there by Manny. He's to use the toe down the start finish straight, run around the outside of Sugi. Got himself into 11th, Sugi 12th, Miguel in 13th. Who's at the back? GTR Evo, and now back on with Sugi as he has a go back at Manny. Takes that position back. See that one coming by the looks of it. Gets the toe up the hill, but not able to make anything of that. Into this corkscrew section then. And he closes up under braking. Oh, right behind the Dutch driver. Oh, he cuts that turn though. Has he managed to get away with it? Trying to line through there as well. Still got Miguel. Oh, a little mistake there by Sugi. He left the door open as well. And they're side by side up to this final corner. Again, Manny running around the outside here. Oh, he's run himself too wide. He's allowed Miguel to come through as well. Unfortunate from Manny. It's Manny and Evo then losing positions. Back on with Dylan up front. Look at this, 4 seconds up the road. Vicious Venom got nothing for the English driver. Still pulling time over that pack behind. Volgus 5 seconds back now. Still got Mick 3 and Horenberg for company. Rocking Weeks almost out of slipstream range. Tyres are looking a bit beat up on all these cars as well. Dizzy's are looking pretty good. Is he looking to run longer than anyone else? Maybe. Different strategy on board? I don't know. Under threat here from Raffo again. Rob S as well, not too far back. Sugi another 3 seconds back. Oh, you just watch Manny get in the corkscrew all wrong. Miguel goes through there cleanly, but Manny goes deep into the corkscrew and ends up in the gravel. Oh, long way back. He's going to be under threat here from teammate GTR Evo. Tyres started to give out. Evo taking a corner wrong there. He's picked himself up a half a second penalty. Dylan, where are you finding this time? 4.8 seconds. It was 4 seconds about 3 seconds ago. So what's happening? How is it possible that you can find this much time on semi-worn tyres? 5 seconds. Still holding a little bit less fuel than Vicious. Fourth and fifth then for Team Holland at the minute. They could, yeah, they could. Very well said there, Mr. Hepburn. Let's see what they can do then. Everybody, Dizzy's tyres looking pretty good in comparison to most of the other drivers on track. Whether he decides to come in at the same time, I don't know. Again, I don't know what the P1 boys have set up strategy-wise. Dylan looks finding more time, another half a second, 5.5 seconds. Look at the gap. So he was battling for this first position in the first couple of laps. And now absolutely storming away with it. 5.7 seconds down then, still 5.5 ahead of Volgas. Gaps are starting to stretch out between these three teammates as well. Volgas just managed to pull a little bit of a gap from Mick 3. Weeks well out of the tow range now, 1.5 seconds down unfortunately. Tyres looking pretty bad as well for Mockin. Raffo and Rob still battling it out for 8th, 9th and 10th as well. So Miguel has managed to get his way past Sugi into 11th, Sugi 12th, Manny 5 seconds back in 13th, and Evo another 3.5 seconds back in 14th. Dylan still finding more time, 6 seconds, 6.4 seconds. Vicious Venom struggling. He seems to be running a little bit slow, braking early in some of these corners. Suffering with tyres maybe, still holding plenty of time over teammates Volgas, 6.4 seconds. We'll see. Leo Hagen, evening brother. So looking good for the Dutch team at the minute. They've got plenty of drivers in the top half of the table. But, as Mr. Hepburn said, Mockin Weeks and Dizzy could be an absolute nightmare for these boys in the pit stops. Just behind these three, second or two, 2.6 seconds. Yes, they are losing a bit of time to these three. Dizzy needs to get on the back end of Mockin and shove him down that track a little bit. Again, the straights aren't that long here, so not masses of opportunity to go for the old bump draft. So Emation in 8th then, 12.5 seconds down. Rob S, who's managed to get past Raffo, so Rob S in 9th, and now the chase car on Emation, 1.2 seconds down. Raffo another 1.6 seconds back. Just struggling on tyres a little bit. Miguel has caught back up. Boys going to have to be a little bit careful here then. Sugi, with 5.5 seconds down. Manny looks like he's closing up a little bit of time, 4.6 I just saw. And Evo still 3.3 back. Still finding more time here, 7 seconds up front. It does sound to be going a lot slower through the turns, Vicious. Again, he's still holding plenty of time over his teammates. Yeah, unfortunately, these boys, Dizzy's managed to get his way through past Mockin, so made a little mistake. His tyres are starting to shred on the front. Dizzy through into 6th then, 2.8 seconds down. Can he make any headway into the 4 Dutch guys in front? So lap 15 of 38. Interesting to see what sort of lap they come in for pits and tyres. Not at the halfway point yet, so I'd expect that to be really when we see drivers come in, unless we get some very worn out tyres and some slipping and sliding. Yes, switchy through turn 2. And the tyres just at the end of their life now. To make it to lap 19 before they come in, I don't know. Okay, it's definitely closing up on Raffo though, just 1.4 seconds back. Sugi losing a bit more time, I think, 9.7. Evo then has managed to get past Manny as well, maybe another mistake from Manny. It's all about this one. The undercut, well, that's up to these boys. I don't know whether you're in the get in the PlayStation chat with them and tell them, feed them the information on feeding you. Nice and calm here by Dylan. Quarter of a tank left of fuel. Easily last him to the halfway point. Through that tricky corkscrew section, again that's going to get worse and worse as the tyres wear out. I've seen one or two drivers make mistakes through there already. Still finding time though, Dylan. Vicious in second. Oh, runs a little bit wide through there himself. Vicious Venom sitting in second is still pulling time over teammates Volgus, Mick 3 and Horenberg. Dizzy has managed to make a little bit of a dent in their times. Pulled back half a second back on the Dutch drivers in front. Bringing that time down, he needs to get right on the tail of him. Mocky Weeks is really struggling here, I think, on tyres. 3.7 seconds down. Just struggling to get that thing planted. Eighth for Rob. Managed to get his way past Imation. Maybe a slight mistake by Imation here then. Being chased by teammate Miguel as well. Again, Miguel's made a mistake and ended up at the back of the pack and managed to make a few positions back up so far. Raffo back up into 11th, Sugi in 12th, GTR Evo 13th, and Manny 14th, long way down though, 13.1 seconds. Oh. Maybe Lee can then. 8-second lead then for Dylan. It's lap 18. Plenty of fuel left. Tyres are looking alright for the next lap if he decides to come in on lap 19. Nobody's stopping just yet then. 8 seconds either side for Vicious Venom. Closing back up again. Dizzy is taking time out of these lots. 1.6 seconds. And falling. Feed the boys the info. There you go then. Dizzy closing up on those Dutch drivers in front. A little bit squirrely out of that turn 4. It's 1.5 seconds back now. Just needs to find that time. Hopefully these boys don't just create a great big brick wall. Yes, Leo Hagen. Like that little emoji. Shame it's not the proper one, but you know what I mean. He's lost a bit of time to these boys. Vicious Venom in the pits this lap then. The other three decide not to stop. Dizzy pulls that time back on these drivers, so 1.7 seconds. He is still finding a bit of time here then. Meeks comes through as well. Vicious Venom still just in the pit box, getting his tyres on, taking on board fuel as well. Where's he going to come out? I assume he's going to go for about 3/4 of a tank. Almost a full tank here then for Vicious Venom. He comes back out the pits in 10th position. Hairpin, I think it is, isn't it? Just comes to me. So does rejoin the circuit then, back in 10th position. Again, that will all wangle itself right when everybody else comes in the pits. But Dylan now comes in the pits, 20-second lead over Vulgus. So there are the three Dutch drivers, nose to tail, pretty much through the corkscrew. But this man must be putting a little bit of worry on them. He's closed right up on this pack of Dutch drivers. He also enters the pits at the same time. So Dylan, Vulgus, Mick 3, Horenberg and Dizzy all in. His Mocking Weeks comes in as well. He does. I'm going to see everybody else pile in the pits. Into 7th ahead of Imation. Still holding in front of... Yes, Imation comes in. Miguel stays out though. Oh, maybe he shouldn't have stayed out. He's just driven wide on the final turn. Vicious Venom then. Into 3rd. Where's Dylan? Gets released now. So regains the circuit in 1st. Miguel is in 2nd. His tyres are absolutely beaten up. Vicious Venom will want him to get out of the way ASAP. He's got a fresh set of rubber to use, and he needs to be closing that gap up on Dylan. He's currently 6.2 seconds down at the minute. He's got, oh, there you go, Miguel just opening the door, letting him through then. So Vicious Venom back into 2nd position. Back on the hunt for Dylan in front. Miguel in 3rd, Sugi still not stopped either in 4th. Mick 3 back out the pits in 5th. He's managed to get ahead of teammates Vulgus. Loses a position in that pit stop then, Vulgus. Horenberg also loses a bit of time. He's now 1.3 seconds back from teammates. And he has got a mirror full of Dizzy now. Just a second back. Now can he use Horenberg to close up on the other 2 drivers? Weeks and a further 5 seconds back after his stop. Miguel comes in the pits this lap. Imation has come in as well. Fresh set of tyres on for him in 10th, 15.5 seconds back from Uberbeer, Mocking Weeks. Rob S another 5.6 back. Raffo another 8.4 back. Manny 20.7. And Evo just letting Dylan go through. Evo then 14th. Leader Dylan goes through laps GTR Evo. Still 6.7 seconds ahead of Vicious Venom. Man, he spun on the corkscrew, yeah. There is the chase car, 6.2 seconds back. Gains a chunk of time through there, 5.7. Dylan, come on, don't mess about. There is the conglomerate of Dutch drivers, 2nd, 3rd and 4th. Sorry, 4th, 5th, 3rd, 4th and 5th. Apologies. There is Diz still hanging on to the back of this lot, just 1.1 seconds down as well, and very close to all 3 Dutch drivers. fight his way through. This could change things dramatically if Dylan can make his way, Dizzy can make his way through into second. Lower second now then, hard into the Andretti hairpin, hits both apexes, lovely. It does get that time below a second. He's got to play his cards right though. It's going to be a tricky job to get past 3 Dutch drivers cleanly. I'm sure they're not going to make it easy for him either. 3/4 of a second down. It's on then for Diz. He's got 3 targets in front of him. Why is Volgas running a Honda sticker on the back of his car when it's a Suzuki? That's not going to be good. Volgas and Horenberg battling it for 4th and 5th. And this is just going to allow Dizzy to close right up on them. Now in an attacking position then Diz. Where's he going to try and make a move? Decides against it into the final corner, but he's in a great position to go for a run down into turn 1. Still getting a toe, but Dizzy is closing up on Volgas. Needs to find an opportunity somewhere then, Diz. And the Honda driver of Volgas. It's not going to make it easy for him, nor is Horenberg, and nor is Mick 3, who has now decided to put his foot down a little bit and try and stretch away from teammates behind. So that may be a plan. These two backing off a little bit just to hold up Diz, letting Mick 3 secure 3rd. I don't know. They had all sorts of plans running in the chat earlier. Super Diz! Well, let's hope so. Currently 6th, but hot on the trail of those 3. Oh! Pretty much locked him off then, but Dizzy does manage to make his way past Horenberg. Yes, he does. Now in a bit of an orange sandwich at the minute. He's going to make his way past Volgas as well, so a slight mistake from Horenberg then through the corkscrew. It's allowed Diz to make up 1 position already. He is hot on the heels of Volgas for 4th now. Hugging that inside line, Volgas. Dizzy's not having that. Sod it, I'll run around the outside. Nearly makes it. Volgas gets the gas down early though into turn 2. Nice and comfortable. Still got a mirror full of Horenberg as well, right behind him. There it is. Pile of pressure on Volgas here then. Just to break away from Horenberg as well at the same time. Closes up a little bit on Volgas again. Just a 1/4 of a second between these two as they head towards this corkscrew section. Backs off early, does Dizzy. Doesn't want to make a mistake into this one. Just a tiny bit of time through there. Oh, and there's Horenberg having a go back at him. Yeah, it did look a little bit slow through there, but he's managed to hold his own to the next couple of corners after it. But is under threat. This is allowing Mocking Weeks to close back up though, so if Mocking Weeks can get himself involved in this fight, it could be good here for P1 if they can make up a couple of positions. Let's get ourselves back up to Dylan up front. Let's see what he's doing. Still nice and comfortable. 7-second lead still. Lap 25 of 38. There is second place is Vicious Venom. Mick 3 now at 13 seconds back in 3rd. 7 seconds ahead of Dizzy, who has got himself into 4th position. We've missed that move. Oh, and the Dutch team have taken themselves out. Horenberg has gone and shoved Volgas off the track. Not sure who will take the blame for that one. I don't know whether Volgas cut across Horenberg, but but that has also allowed Mocking Weeks through into 5th. Oh, what an upset here then, the 3/4 mark of this race. We now have P1 in 1st, 4th and 5th. Now then, how far back is Dizzy? 7.4 seconds from Mick 3. Mocking on catch-up mode, yeah, I think so. 3.1 seconds down from Dizzy currently. There he is. He's under a bit of threat from Horenberg, but Horenberg's just taken out his own teammate, so there he is, Vulgus. Oh, Vulgus off track again. Oh, he gets it pointing just about in a straight line again, but loses a lot of time. I'm sure he's not exactly the happiest driver behind that wheel now. He's got teammate Emation just 3.5 seconds behind him as well. In 9th, Sugi in 10th, 4 seconds down. Miguel lost time, 5.6 seconds in 11th. Raffo another 9.5 seconds back. Oof, Manny, that's definitely a penalty. Got away with that, you blackguard. Must have been airborne or something through that corner. Has got away with it. 13th then for Manny, no penno. And GTR Evo still 14th, only 3.6 seconds down though. A little bit of work he needs to do to close back up on Raffo in front. Sorry, Manny. Dylan, look, he's found another second. It's disgusting. So look at what? Oh, sorry. I was looking at Vicious Venom. I thought that was Dizzy all over the back of him, but it wasn't. It was Manny. Vicious Venom just overtaking one of the back markers. Then there is Mick 3. And he is pulling time over Diz. Diz now 8.4 seconds down. Can he make that time back up? So 27 of 38. Weeks is pulling time back on Diz though, just 2.4 seconds, still got a mirror full of Horenberg to deal with. Just needs to keep it nice and consistent. They do take a nice tight line through that turn 3 though, doing the Dutch drives. Gives them a better run into turn 4, that's for sure. Right behind Mocking Weeks now, Horenberg. He's going to have to be a little bit careful on the run up to the corkscrew here, is he? Pulled a little bit of time over Horenberg again through there. Should be safe on the run in. A little bit wide, a little bit deep maybe. Tiny bit. Horenberg pulls a couple of tenths back on him. Mocking is closing back up on Dizzy, 1.7 seconds. They are still losing time over Mick 3, but trying to close back up to work together. I don't know. There's Mocking 5th then. Horenberg in 6th. Vulgus into 7th. So Vulgus getting knocked off track. He's not putting down too far. Emation into 8th then. Rob S 9th. Sugi 10th. Miguel 11th. Raffo 12th. Manny 13th. In 14th. Still pulling time here. Dylan 8.5 seconds his lead. I'm just going to relax and have a smoke and watch Dylan. He's smashing it at the minute. Tyres still looking good as well. Lap 29 now of 38. Heading towards the final battles then really. Again, nobody touching Dylan at the minute. Hopefully I don't give commentators curse. So Vicious Venom 8.8 seconds down. Mick 3 another 14 seconds down. Yeah, still pulling time over Diz. Diz all Mocking on a little bit of fuel saving maybe at the midway through this stint, I'm not sure. It's Dizzy 4th, Walking Weeks in 5th. They are within slipstream range now. So is that going to benefit them? Are they going to work together, try and... They've still got Horenberg for company. He's within slipstream range of Mocking. Yes, he is 0.4 of a second. Just need to get it across the line. Again, I don't know how the points are going to work out. There are 2 races. There's another race next week. I'm not sure. I assume this is probably the Dutch team's choice. I could be completely wrong though. And then next week the other team makes a choice of car and track. And they go for a rerun. So it's not over tonight, people. There will be another race next week. Again, probably different cars, probably different circuit. Way past Dizzy and into turn 1. What's going on here? Got to be careful. Horenberg almost managed to run around the outside of Dizzy there. And a quick look up the inside of turn 2, Horenberg. Nowhere to go at the minute. Wheel on the sand, keeps it on circuit though. He is keeping the pressure on the 2 P1 drivers in front, Dizzy and Mocking. Let's go and see what ridiculous time Dylan's at now. Up front, shall we? Look at this, disgusting. 10 seconds. This is a Venom pushing his tyres a little bit more than Dylan. Could be the reason why. Keeping that 14-second gap between himself and teammate Mick 3. Walking Weeks then into that 4th position as well, but now unfortunately they are 11 seconds back from Mick 3. 4th for Mocking, 5th for Dizzy. Again, still got a mirror full of Horenberg to deal with. Managed to drop the Dutch driver just yet. Nearly 11 seconds down after his little bit of off-track action. Nation in 8th, another 11 seconds down. Rob S is right on his tail though, 1.7 seconds here. Tyres looking a little bit worse on Rob S's car, but we'll see how he gets on. He's got Sugi not too far behind either, so doesn't want to make any mistakes and allow Sugi to come through. Miguel in 11th, Raffo 12th, GTR Evo 13th and Manny 14th. So these boys pretty much going to be staying where they are, I think. So Dylan still finding time here, it's 10.5 seconds. Mick 3 in 3rd position for Team DRE. Walking Weeks in 4th, Dizzy 5th, still got Horenberg for company in 6th. Now it could be Dizzy is the got slightly better racecraft than Mocking, so they put him in 5th to cover off any attack from Horenberg, which, you know, it's looks like it's coming because he's all over the back end of Dizzy. Just keeping Mocking safe, maybe. Finishing these positions. Again, I don't know what the scores will. I don't know what the scores will end up being like. Dizzy, he's got to be careful here. Yeah, Dylan's on another level. Look, 11 seconds. Ooh, a little bit deep into Turn 1 maybe. Maybe not. Vicious Venom in second then. Lap 33, 5 left. Tyres looking pretty worn out on Vicious Venom's car. Dylan's still looking pretty fresh, to be honest. Hence why he's able to pull a bit more time. It does look like teammate Mick 3's making a tiny bit of headway into Vicious Venom's time. Weeks falling back from that third place fight. Dizzy still in 5th, just holding off Horenberg at the minute. Great big Dutch contingent up front. We did have Volgus and Horenberg being towed along by Mick 3 for DRE had 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th. And then it was Dizzy and Mockin in 6th and 7th, but through one thing and another and little mistakes and the Dutch team trying to take each other out. Ooh, Dizzy. Some real threat here at the minute, Diz. Yeah, oh, Horenberg's got wide. That's going to lose him a bit of time on the run up to the final corner. It's looking dangerous, but that's cost him a little bit. Again, Mockin Weeks looking pretty safe at the minute. A bit of a gap between himself and Dizzy. A tiny bit of buffer room if Horenberg does get through. Dizzy doing a great job of fending him off at the minute. It does look like he's getting ever closer, corner by corner. He's going to have to be careful we don't see a lunge here from Horenberg into one of these corners. There it is. I know Rubin's racing, but you weren't up the inside there at all, Horenberg, really. Dragging a splitter down his rear aero, I think. Who's that that's just spun it off in the sand? I saw a big pile of dust being kicked up. It could have been the driver just in front of Mockin Weeks. Back markers. Oh, it's Manny. He's peeled himself off circuit to give these boys a clear track. Well done, mate. Mockin, don't do that. Anxiety. Oh, he's had to go wide through that corner. A little bit of dirt on his tyres. That's allowed Dizzy and Horenberg to catch up a little bit. So lap 35 then of 38. Dylan up front. 14 disgusting amount of seconds. Disgustinoids. What are you playing at, Dylan? Still pulling time over teammate Mick 3 though. Is Vicious Venom in second. Gap up to 18 seconds, or maybe a slight mistake from Mick 3. Mockin Weeks' 12-second gap is now down to 9 seconds. Again, it's going to be a tall order before the end of this race with just 3 laps remaining. Oh, Dizzy, he's going to lose this position. Horenberg then gets himself back through into 5th. And that was coming. We saw Horenberg looking pretty dangerous. Last couple of laps really. Dizzy did everything he could to try and fend off the Dutch driver. The tyres are still looking pretty good though. Dizzy might be able to come back at Horenberg. Now Mockin Weeks under threat. His tyres are looking very poorly. He's got to be careful here then. Doesn't want to make any mistakes. He's going to be running slower than... Oh, don't keep doing that. My heart in my mouth, Mockin. Chases on then. Horenberg just 1.8 seconds down from Mockin. Tyres are looking in better condition than Mockin's as well. But just 2 laps remaining. Can Mockin Weeks fend him off? Vicious Venom then still losing time. Look at this, 15.5 seconds Dylan's got. comfortable out front. Vicious Venom then second, struggling on his tyres now, still keeping plenty of time between himself and Mick 3. Mocking Week still 9 seconds down. Horrorberg has pulled half a second on Mocking. 1.3 seconds the gap. And closing. So lap 36 of 38, 2 more laps. Mocking's got to try and get around this circuit with some absolutely battered tyres. That front right is not looking good at all. Holmberg keeps the gap at 1.2. Dizzy well out the equation now, 4.4 seconds down. Having to do some fuel saving here. Dizzy, he's got 2 laps remaining and not a lot of fuel on board. He's got to be careful. Volgus might come through to catch him. Volgus has not got a lot of fuel either. He may also be on a little bit of a fuel saving mission. I don't think so though. Volgus closing up on Dizzy. Short shifting is Diz. He might lose this position here. Volgus is just 2.7 seconds behind him. He's got another whole lap to do after this one. Two seconds Volgus behind Dizzy. Yeah, definitely short shifting. Close that gap right up now then. There he is, Volgus, just a second down from Dizzy. He's going to have to put that fuel mapping back up to full power, I think, to try and fend off any kind of move from Volgus. And he's got that 1 lap to do. Just having a bit of a dig into the final corner. Right, Dizzy, full power. You're going to have to, otherwise you're going to lose that position. I think he's done it. Into this final lap then, let's go and see where Dirty Dylan is. 18.5 seconds up the road. He's just got a couple of corners to go. This is it, into the final corner then for Dylan. He's going to come through to take the race win here. There it is, good drive by Dylan, takes race 1 win. Again, there is another race next week. It is going to be Vicious Venom that takes second. Interesting in the Dizzy Volgus fight. Has Dizzy got enough fuel to get him through? Vicious Venom takes second then. Mick 3 is going to come home for third. Almost out of fuel himself. Mick 3 then takes third position. Mocking Weeks just going to take 4th. Oh, Horenberg right behind him for 5th. Dizzy. Oh, I think Dizzy lost that one out. Yes. Oh no, he's held on to it. Apologies. I don't know what I was looking at there. I wasn't looking at the cars, I was looking at the names. Dizzy does just hold on to 6 by the skin of his teeth. Absolutely empty of fuel there. That's it. His car's out. As he crossed the line, he ran out of fuel. Volgus almost. He's got probably about 3 corners more than Dizzy. But, wasn't able to take that position, so Dizzy 6th, Volgus 7th, Suki takes 8th, Miguel is going to come home for 9th, Rob S not too far behind in 10th, and we've already had Imation cross the line in 11th, Raffo 12th, GTR Evo 13th, and Manny in 14th. Good bit of racing that, good bit of racing. Very consistent between both teams, I've got to say. But nobody able to touch Dylan in that race. Once he got back into the front of that race, yeah, that was it. He was off. So there is the team versus team, done and dusted between Dutch Race Events and P1RC, or P1 Race Community. Again, there will be another race next week, same time, 8 o'clock. I don't know where it's going to be. I don't know what car it is, but it's usually that one team picks the car in the race one week, and then the other team pick the car in the race the next week. It might be a little bit of change. One team might pick the car, one team might pick the track per week. I don't know. And that is that. So yes, Dylan taking the win. Again, I'm not too sure what that's going to do for points between the two teams. I'm sure somebody will throw up a score sheet, at which point I'll throw that on the Facebook page for you lot. But other than that, we are about done here tonight, people. So obviously no 9 o'clock Nissans, because this has been on. Again, final race of the team versus team next week. Come and check it out. Dylan, yes, brother. Good win there, sir. Good win. Just saying, the moment you managed to get out front, you were just off. All right, okay. So next week's race is, that's got to be your boy's choice, isn't it? The GT3 Porsche and St. Croix, or St. Croix. That's got to be your choice. So that's the lineup for next week. And again, I don't know what laps or lobby settings it's going to be, but that's where we're going to be. We're going to be at St. Croix with GT3 Porsches next week, which will round out this team versus team. But that's it from me. I hope you've liked what you've watched. If you have, give it a like, comment, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. You know the game. But most of all, tell your mates, tell your mums. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of here.